Welcome, friends. Let us together rebuild this world so that we may live, laugh, and lore.
I was going into Toshi Station to pick up some power converters.
I can bring you in warm, or I can bring you in cold.
Not listening. I'm not listening.
Oh, that took.
Program loaded and ready.
Make it so.
Welcome to the Live, Laugh, Lore Podcast. We're your hosts. I'm Tony.
And I'm Mark.
And Mark, today we have a listener's input.
L3 Nation, baby.
L3 Nation, building it up. And this one goes out to George, friend in Dayton. And
what's up, George?
Yeah, dude, he's the man. He makes mead. He actually brought some over. He just came by, visited Peter for the first time. And we were talking about it, and we tried the same type of mead we were making, and he got his done. Mine's still waiting because it's Peter's mead. You know, I made it right when Peter was born, but I haven't had any time to bat sweeten it or make it good.
Yeah.
So he just brought his in. So now I'm a little like, oh my gosh, whatever he did, I'm gonna have to get to that level. You know, I'm very excited to try his. I'm also very excited to kind of do some more experiments on my mead and everything like that. But so this input comes from George. So, George, we totally appreciate your time and effort on this. It's fantastic. We always love when users come in and say, hey, by the way, you know, think of something new or some approach we haven't thought of.
Right.
And this one in particular, right when he sent it in, I was like, Mark, immediately we got to do this soon because it's on my head and I love this topic. So, his input was, can you talk about some obscure lore-heavy games, books, shows, etc. that you're very passionate about, but you also want us to get more attention? This is our dream, Mark.
Yeah.
I mean, this is like when no one asks us, it's like when someone's afraid to ask you the question, they don't know how to ask it, but then they give you this coverall, and you're like, oh, dude, I can now spew everything I've got in my brain.
Right.
And spew is what I did, Mark, because I went through and thought about, I'm like, man, what, in bar trivia, what could I be pretty proficient at or feel like I'm really solid on lore-wise, that I have the random facts, the general knowledge, and can really, go toe-to-toe with anybody.
Yeah.
So then I decided, okay, now that I have that kind of threshold, let's talk about, 3 different buckets. I think there's, a mainstream bucket where I feel like this is, very popular, everyone talks about it, or is, in some interaction with it, whether it's a game, a book. I kind of kept it at a franchise level, because all these do have, either a game or a movie or a TV show associated with them, so let's just call it franchise level. But yeah, there's that mainstream bucket. And then the second bucket I said was just obscure. Obscure meaning, if I went on Instagram right now, the probability of me finding a post about this is low.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or it'd be some echo chamber, An echo chamber, I love those echo chambers of really obscure lore stuff. And then the next bucket I have is kind of building up where I'm kind of getting, it's either a newer franchise or it's something where maybe it's been around for a long time, but I'm just now getting to it. So I'm finally feeling like I'm kind of coming up to snuff. So those are my 3 buckets. And so I kind of wanted to attack this. And of course, Mark, whenever we got this this topic, I kind of went very general with it. You went very specific.
Yes.
So I think this is going to be perfect because as I kind of go through mine, yes, we'll go through both sides. Because it was funny because we knew this was going to be our plan. We both wrote our notes separately. And then we came together and I was like, oh, wait, I interpreted it like this. You interpreted it like that, which is perfect, because now we're hitting it at 2 different angles.
Right. And that's...
I mean, come on.
That's how we do it, and it seems to work okay.
Exactly. No, it's perfect, yeah. So, Mark, let's go first mainstream.
Okay.
So when I go off the gun, someone gun to my head says, could I go toe-to-toe with anybody with these knowledge? I'm pretty sure I can do it.
Oh, yeah.
So Star Wars.
Yep.
Star Trek. Harry Potter. Lord of the Rings. Both Hobbit and, trilogy. Game of Thrones and Naruto.
No. Yep.
I feel like that's good list.
For me, I could probably do Marvel. I could go toe-to-toe.
Oh, nice. Yeah. I didn't put that on. Yeah. I couldn't.
Well, I know that was my episode.
Yeah. Perfect, yeah. And do any of those you think, because the way that Mark took this, Mark, you kind of went, there's some mainstream franchise that I really like, but I liked some obscure facts of those mainstream ones. Do you want to talk about those ones now?
Sure, yeah. So I focus mainly on the big 3, Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, and Harry Potter.
Hurts me you didn't add Star Trek on there, but that's okay.
Well, I don't, I wouldn't be able to go. I call you for that, Tony.
Yeah, but it's so funny. When you said big 3, in my head, I was the first 3, which was Star Wars, Star Trek, and Harry Potter. I'm like, oh, great, but yeah.
So, I'll just say some of the Star Wars. So, I was looking into really things that I didn't know, right? That's what I was trying to find. A question that would stump me. I found there's 3 of these.
Okay.
It's called From a Certain Point of View series. Have you ever heard of it?
Not in this franchise. I heard, like, Harry Potter has one. Like, what if they did Neville's point of view? Is that what you mean? Like, how would the books change based on this person's perspective?
Not how it changed, but how it looks from there.
Yeah, how it's perceived. Oh my gosh, I have another point on this. It's actually in Red Rising, but we'll talk about that in building up. I just got to the last series.
Yeah.
It's doing exactly that. They're the first one, and then they're doing different viewpoints. Oh, it's brilliant. I want to talk about it, but keep going. I know what you're talking about, though.
So I discovered this today, and I read one of the stories, and I'm so excited to read the rest of them.
Okay. Are there actual, like, canon stories?
Yeah. Well, so they're legends, technically.
Oh, that's fine.
But still.
Legends, nonetheless.
Yeah. But there's stories from the perspective of not all background characters, but mainly.
Okay.
So there's, like, one of, like, Yoda reflections on Dagobah, right?
Oh.
There's a story from Aunt Beru's perspective. Like, Luke growing up and him feuding with Owen and her seeing her father in him, you know.
Oh, okay.
So there's 3 of them.
I love
and
that.
they were released on the 40th. There's 40 in each one. And they're released on the 40th anniversary of each of the original trilogy movies.
Whoa.
And so they're, like, the first one's about characters from A New Hope.
Yeah.
And then characters from Revenge of the Sith. Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah.
And then from Return of the Jedi. So
That's sick. By the way, 40 years. So when did this get released?
So 2017 was 40th for A New Hope.
Okay.
And then I believe 2020 was
Empire Strikes Back.
And then 2023, because I think they were
3 years apart or something like
so.
that? 2-3 years? Okay.
So they're all out now, those 3.
That's sick. Okay. I didn't even know this existed, so
Yeah.
I definitely won't know this, but yeah.
So, Tony, did you ever wonder what
More than
happened
likely.
to Qui-Gon Jinn's cloak after he died?
He definitely has a hole in it. Know that. Oh, well, actually, he wasn't wearing his cloak when he battled Darth Maul. Are you talking? You know what I'm talking about? He ripped it off.
That's true. Yeah.
So it's literally in. It's in the base. I have no idea. I've always wondered. I mean, that's a stuff. Yeah, for sure.
Yoda took it and kept it as a memento, and he actually uses it as his blanket as he dies in Episode 6. That was Qui-Gon. That's in this. Yeah.
Wow, that's sick. I had no idea.
Yeah, it helps him keep connection to
The living force, and of course Qui-Gon is Padawan.
Yeah, his grand Padawan.
Yeah, and you just sent me an Instagram reel, which, oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, right?
I was watching it this morning, and it puts you all right in the feels. Because the whole point is it was basically Yoda going through his thoughts on Dagobah, going so nervous, because this is actually
right when Luke left.
When Luke leaves, yeah. So this is Empire Strikes Back.
Yep.
And so Luke leaves, and he's like, basically Yoda's like completely fed up. He's like, oh my gosh, like he's his father. He's going through his connections.
We're doomed.
We're doomed. Yeah, the Jedi has no faith, no anything. And it was so funny to me because it just shows the connection, the relationship between Yoda and Qui-Gon. Because Qui-Gon, of course, is Yoda's his master, but Yoda's so old that when Qui-Gon becomes a Jedi Knight, Yoda actually sought counsel with Qui-Gon, even though Qui-Gon's not on the Jedi Council, which is like layers upon layers upon layers of awesome. So the fact that he kept his cloak around that's like one of those like not fan theories because this is real. It's in Legends. That like that would help me sleep at night. Yeah, that's awesome to know.
Well, to add another layer to it in that same story, when he's conversing with Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan, because he's dead at this point.
Yep.
Obi-Wan says, I'm sending you to Skywalker to train. And pretty much Yoda's response was, yes, the princess.
Oh.
And they're like, no, the farm boy. And he goes,
oh no. Yeah.
Because he thought it'd be much easier to train Leia because he thought Luke was going to be way too much like Anakin.
Exactly. And Leia's also been completely not isolated, right? She's been with the Organas doing everything in the war effort. So she already has this not instillness, but there's always been something instilled in her that, we have to fight back. We have to do everything we can to, do what we can against the Empire. Mm-hmm. Versus here's this isolated farm boy where as he makes these connections, they're going to be very strong.
Yes.
Much like his father, too, isolated in slavery, same planet, same everything. I mean, come on, that's 1-to-1.
Yeah, exactly.
So I understand why Yoda's apprehensive. I love that.
Yeah. So I'm excited to read the rest.
Crazy.
I tried to find summaries of the so there's 3.
Okay.
But I'm assuming they'll release similar ones when the prequels hit 40.
Oh, yeah, we just had 25 years on the...
20, just...
20. Yeah, on Empire... Or, sorry, Revenge of the Sith.
We're getting them, yeah. Do you know what TIE Fighter stands for?
Twin Ion Engine.
Yes.
I didn't know that.
I did not know. Yeah,
okay.
So that one's that.
The only reason why is when I was growing up, there was like... they had like these schematics of all the ships, and they're like blown up to show different spots. And the TIE engine, or the Twin Ion Engine, is they spelled it out in that book.
Did you ever wonder what happened to the face mask of General Grievous?
Yeah.
Do you know what happened?
No.
But you've wondered?
Yeah. Who would have grabbed it?
So it was recovered and pretty much put on the black market, right? And it was purchased by a high-ranking Imperial officer. Now, the author of this Legends book didn't write a second one. I didn't look into it. I don't know if he passed away or whatever. But the intent was this was Thrawn who bought it.
Ooh, I would like that.
I just picture now, like, some like hunters have like deer heads on the wall. I picture Thrawn having like Grievous's face mask and different collectors. From,
I love that. And the crazy thing too is that so in the comics they go over this a lot more. But General Grievous was a warrior in his own right of his people. And basically, they created him into this Jedi assassin, right? It's funny because kind of the same spiel with Anakin. They're like, hey, do you want to be the protector of your people? We have to fight against this group. This group is against you. They actually blew up his own ship that caused him to be, like, mortally wounded. They, meaning, Palpatine and everybody. Mm-hmm. And so, Palpatine and co, let's call that. But what ended up happening was, literally, or Dooku, really. Dooku's the one who's kind of doing all this. But the whole point is that he was a warrior, and so that mask was off that warrior. So Thrawn's probably, enthralled with the fact that, one, it's from General Grievous, but two, there's probably cultural significance of Grievous's people. Yeah. Which is sweet. I mean, oh my gosh, that's Thrawn's alley through and through. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's a comic. I really actually enjoyed that. I actually have it upstairs if you ever want to read it. But yeah.
So, speaking of Palpatine...
Okay.
He obviously had to hide that he was a Sith Lord, so he didn't really carry his lightsaber on him.
Okay, I do know this one. It's in his statue in his office.
Yes,
that's what threw me off.
He had this specific statue shipped from his home in Naboo.
Yes, Nabooian.
Yes,
Nabooian.
And everyone just assumed that he just wanted a little piece of home.
Yeah.
But it really had his weapon in there,
which is crazy.
Like, don't mess the shipment up, or I'm gonna,
Yeah, this has got to be on time, or your butt's on the line. Yeah.
Also, I didn't realize. Well, I think I knew the Palpatine one, but the word Palpatine is not mentioned in the film in the original series film.
Oh, 4, 5, 6. Yeah.
So I knew that, but also Ewok's not. We get that from like additional like addendums and stuff like
really?
that. But the race Ewok was not mentioned in.
They're just little bear people.
Yeah.
They never even. And the other one too. Someone says the planet of Endor, but it's the moon of Endor. Yeah. So
they also
it's a moon, not a planet.
Suspect that they eat humans because.
The only reason
sense.
Gold Guy. That's one of my favorite Family Guy. Do you ever watch Blue Harvest?
Oh yeah. Gold Guy. Yeah.
Gold Guy. Gold Guy. Oh, I love that. That was so good. But no, I didn't realize they never said Ewok.
Yeah.
I mean, they're too busy stunting on the freaking Empire and killing them with sticks and stones, which is like, dude, you have like centuries upon centuries of technology at your disposal.
Only because 3PO commanded him to,
Yeah, I mean, dude, talk about, some people say about religious zealousy when it comes to war. I mean, really do a lot.
Okay, a couple more. Just there is a real Sith teaching and tactic called Don Mach, which is the art of trash talking. So, like how Dooku says, Master Kenobi, you disappoint me. Or when Vader says to Luke, you are beaten. It is useless to resist. It's trash talk, but it's actually a Sith.
Don Mach.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a crap talking class in, Sith school. Yeah. I love that.
Then the last one, Tony, can you name every member of the Max Rebo band?
Max Rebo, of course.
Yeah. What does he play?
Dude, the freaking piano.
Red Ball Jet Organ.
Is that what it's called? Red Ball Jet Organ? Yeah. Okay, I didn't know that. Then you have Sny Snoodles. Cy Snoodles? Something like that. She's a singer.
Cy, yeah. She's got the long nose, lead vocalist, yeah.
Yeah, and then you have like Boss Nass or Boss something. He goes, ooh, E-A.
So that is Joe Yowza.
Joe Yowza. Okay, so maybe I'm way wrong. Those are probably the only people I could probably name.
So you got Droppy McCool.
Love that guy.
And he plays the Chindinkaloo flute.
Okay.
I'm
looking at a picture right now as you keep going.
And then there's two guys that they're minor members. They joined in Return of the Jedi in Jabba's palace, but they have Akrev and Oompa Stay, and they're the two drummers.
Oh, okay. Oh, dude, this guy's sick.
Droppy McCool.
Droppy McCool. Max Rebo is still my favorite.
The Blue Elephant. Yeah.
I thought you were gonna ask the Mos Eisley band. I know Dan. That's about all I know.
Oh no,
yeah.
I saw Max Rebo, and I know you like Max Rebo, so yeah.
Dude, Snice Doodles. That's so funny.
So that's kind of the cool things. Like I said, I'm excited to read the short stories, and I may have some more lore to drop once I read those.
No, I love that. That's so sick, and I definitely need to get my Max Rebo knowledge back up to speed because I feel like that's a must. I don't think I can live in this world knowing.
So
that.
Max Rebo, Cy Snoodles, and Droppy McCool formed the band. It says on Wikipedia. Okay,
nice.
They're the original members, and then Joe Yowza came after Cy Snoodles because.
He looks like a lead man, but he's an after.
Well, because he came in Return of the Jedi, and he's singing like on the the floating thing, right?
But he's counting the band off. That's why I thought he was a little bit higher in the band. But yeah, okay, wow, that's awesome. And then the two others were just tacked on.
Two drummers because they're there for the party, you know.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Hey, we got any drummers in the house?
Yeah,
Freddie. Yeah. No, that's perfect. No, so that's awesome. So I'm going to keep going with the obscure, I think, now. Are you all right with that, Mark? Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. So when I do obscure, these are things that I'm pretty sure I can go into a room and say them and maybe one or two people turn their heads. First one, Battlestar Galactica. Then it's Aragon. And then, even though we just did the episode, which is hopefully get more people excited, Emma, longtime listener, was just talking about, she's like, man, I really kind of missed Aragon. I was like, dude, the episode's coming up.
Literally
So I'm very excited for that one. That would be the next one after this one. And then Skyrim and Oblivion.
Yes.
I almost moved this one up to mainstream, just because Oblivion just got released.
That's what I was thinking, too. And back in our younger days, it was definitely obscure, but now,
Now I feel like it's mainstream. But the funny thing is, the reason why I was going to bring it up now was like Oblivion is so... Skyrim is like what I first started playing. Oblivion I knew from you guys.
By Azura, it's the grand champion.
The adoring fan. I love him. But it's so funny because when I look back at it, and I replayed Oblivion, I forgot how rich the story was. Like, Skyrim is very rich too, but Oblivion is like on a whole new level. I really, really liked Oblivion's storyline better.
Yes.
And so the fact that I'm like, oh my gosh, this is almost now mainstream, but it's right on the edge. So if you said 2 months ago, I bet I could say Skyrim and Oblivion. And more people turn their heads, but that's just on the edge of being obscure, I think.
Yeah.
Other one was comics, Doctor Strange and Deadpool. Those are like the actual comic versions of them rather than like the mainstream. I felt like I was pretty confident, could answer some questions there. The Matrix. Now, I think there's a lot of references that happen in the Matrix. A lot of people, I mean, I bet you it's almost like common knowledge. Someone's like, oh, red pill and blue pill. Mm-hmm. Like, what does that mean? But I bet you a lot of people don't know anything deeper than that, or they don't even know that the red pill, blue pill even means like the Matrix, right?
Right.
I think they just think that it's like a, kind of a social thought experiment, or someone says, oh, red pill. It's kind of like Schrodinger's cat. A lot of people forget that Schrodinger's cat is talking about quantum mechanics.
Yeah.
Superposition, entanglement. Like, it's just kind of funny that
alive and dead at the same time.
Yeah, exactly. So that's where, that's the whole superposition, right, in quantum mechanics. But that's what I'm saying. Like, I think a lot of people know the reference, but they don't know the depth of it. Like, the Nebuchadnezzar is a ship, or a lot of those other different facts. So I'm going to put the Matrix up there. Mm-hmm. Firefly, I mean, come on. That was just a one-hit wonder. I wish they would have done more with that. But because they didn't do more with it.
You will not believe your eyes.
10 million. Different Firefly.
Yeah, different.
Yeah. I love it. And then Dune is making its way up there. But originally, Dune was kind of those people who really are hardcore, like Tolkien, or wanted to experience why Tolkien had beef with the writer of Dune. I can't remember his name, but they had beef with each other.
Yeah.
This was like the original diss track and volumes of sci-fi writing, or in fantasy writing, technically.
Yep.
Really quick, just on each of those points where I'm thinking why they're kind of obscure, why they didn't do so well. Mm-hmm. Battlestar Galactica kind of came at a point where it was this weird in-between of, like, Star Trek was still getting produced, Star Wars was still coming out, and so it's kind of like this in-between, and it's more catered for adults, and the writing was really good on season 1, and then season 2 kind of did this, and then they had all those side miniseries, so it was kind of one of those things where, like, already it was kind of difficult to piece together the story that was happening, and now there's this really big barrier to entry to understanding how the heck the story even comes about. I mean, they had enough where there's, like, actual action figures coming out, so it had been popular, but I really believe it didn't hit a stride, right? And then by the time the third season came out, I think it's still good and still nuggets in there, but we kind of already talked about Battlestar Galactica episode, so I don't want to belabor the point, but I just believe that, like, that's why it's kind of put in the obscure category.
I agree. I think if you asked most people, the only thing they would know about it is the Dwight Schrute quote from The Office.
Exactly. Bears beats Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah.
The Galactica.
They want to be able to tell you anything about it, unless they're regular listeners of the podcast. Then they would know. They would know. Yeah.
Also, I tried to do the whole Peter. I put him by the picture of the Galactica. I want to see if he looks at it differently, like Dwight's son did. You know.
Yeah.
Only my son would look at the Galactica like that. And then Aragon, same thing. I feel like that movie was such a flop, but he had the backbone of the book series so in hand that I really believe if they would have just killed it on the movie front, and then that spurred action figure, like that would have been like literally Lord of the Rings of, you know what I mean?
I'm gonna call it right now with the release of the new Murtaugh book. One of these streaming services is gonna pick it up.
Just a resurgence. Oh,
I think so.
Yeah, they should. And Skyrim, I believe we kind of already talked about, but yeah, same thing. I think that's becoming more. But yeah, as we kind of go down the line, I think I already talked about the other ones, but I just wanted to re-tack those three up top because I feel like those were the ones where I was like, well, you know. There's a reason why they're obscure, I think.
So I was thinking about obscure,
very rich, but they're good.
Obscure stuff too, because I like the Fable.
That's why I was going to ask you if you.
But there's really no lore to those.
You think so? You don't think so?
They're not really connected. The main characters are descendants of each other, but they're not.
So it's like an Assassin's Creed almost. Like.
Yeah, but I would say Assassin's Creed actually probably has a lot of lore though, because there's a lot of history rooted into it.
Yeah. It's
Fable, you're just. You become king. There's not really connections between the game. Like you can play all three games independently. And
so it's not like Mass Effect where your decisions affect the next game?
No, they only affect in that game.
Oh wow, okay. Because I was about to say the other one, which is my building up, I have Mass Effect on there. So I've been playing that through, and that's what made it crazy to think that your game. Decisions that you made in Game 1 will affect Game 2 and will affect Game 3. Yeah. So there is kind of this overarching push forward.
That's which I know that about Mass Effect, and that is why I think people liked it. One of the reasons they liked it so much. But
I mean, and it's just a great storyline. So so let's actually talk about that really quick. So building up, that was kind of where I was thinking about. Yeah. Mass Effect was on there. Warhammer 40K. I am so close, dude. So I'm reading Red Rising right now, and which is my next point is Red Rising. Red Rising is such a good book series. Oh my gosh. Once I finish it, we'll probably have an episode on it. It is so good. I think that might be my New Beginnings episode next, probably. Mm-hmm. It's just such a good series, and it's not really young adult. There's actually some pretty crazy stuff, but the whole point is like it's just such. I can't even give it justice, so I almost don't even want to start explaining it. I'm just gonna leave it as like me personally. It is probably one of the best fantasy / sci-fi books I've read. It's probably one of my top book series. Like outbeating, probably getting close to Harry Potter.
Yeah. Wow.
Like Aragon, Harry Potter, and Red Rising are my top. Oh, there's some couple other ones. There's some Star Wars books in there, but you know what I mean. Like gun to my head, it's easily my top 5. Probably my top 3, honestly. Red Rising is that good. It's really good. And same thing, they're talking about making into a series. But luckily, the writer's like stomping it down, being like, no, we're going to do this right. Like, I want to have the money, the resources, and the time to do this. So the reason why it hasn't been the adaptation has not happened yet is because he's being so stringent, which is great. I love that when authors kind of put their foot in their ground and they're like, dude, I'm not here for a payday, right? Like, this could make or break my franchise. Mm-hmm. Meaning I already know the books are doing well. That's fantastic. I'm already sitting pretty. I could be sitting pretty and be really proud of what comes out of this if we do it right. So I think that's awesome. He's really sticking on it. The very last one is One Piece. That's very mainstream. A lot of people know it, but I'm building up to it. So getting through it. I'm almost at 100 episodes right now, so I've been cooking. So, but yeah, so that's kind of how I kind of saw, reviewing my lore and being like, hey, there's some mainstream, obscure, and whatever. Now, Mark, I think I did cut you off. I'm so sorry because you just went through your Star Wars one. I think you have other mainstreams, right?
Yeah, I have some Lord of the Rings and some Harry Potter. So
sorry about that. Yeah, keep going. No, my bad.
It's all good.
I got excited.
We'll hit Harry Potter first because you just mentioned it as one of your favorite series, right?
Yeah, book series. Yeah.
So, like I said, these are just some things that I didn't know and some of this came from like the Pottermore website. Some things came from like observations, right? Some from J.K. Rowling herself.
Nice.
So I guess McGonagall and Flitwick hold the record for the longest hat stalls in history of the wizarding world.
Wow.
So McGonagall was at 5.5 minutes, so she has the record, and then Flitwick was at 5 for the sorting hat because he couldn't decide if they
Where they should be
belonged in Gryffindor or Ravenclaw. So
wow.
obviously McGonagall ended up in Gryffindor, and she's head of that house, and Flitwick's in Ravenclaw and head of that house.
Wow,
And
yeah.
I guess on Pottermore it says they often discuss the alternative reality over a few butterbeers.
That's awesome. I
Yeah.
love that. 3 broomsticks, and
Yeah.
there's McGonagall and Flitwick just going back and forth.
Yeah.
That is actually super interesting, and I forgot that Flitwick was headmaster, or head of the Ravenclaw house,
Yeah.
which is kind of funny to think about. Like, Charms and Transfiguration is their
Yeah.
areas of studies, which are historically all Pottermore are Ravenclaw centered. One, they're very brainy, is when you get down to it.
Flitwick was the dueling champion when he was at Hogwarts.
Wow, not Gilderoy Lockhart.
No.
Come on, man.
Yeah. So this one, Tony, so this one's more so a fan theory, but it was so interesting that I had to throw it in.
Okay.
And it's based on observations of throwaway lines that like Dumbledore said or something like that.
Okay.
So in one of the books, Dumbledore begged Fudge not to take him off like the chocolate frog thing because they're all like cards. They're trading cards.
Yeah.
Right. But the trading cards act like the portraits, right? So sometimes they can leave, sometimes they're there, sometimes they're not.
Yeah.
And so the fan theory is that the chocolate frog cards are spies, specifically Dumbledore's. And that's how he knows everything that's going on in school because everyone has a Dumbledore chocolate frog card.
Oh, wow.
And so
He's-
he begged Fudge not to take him off because he was spying not only on the students, but anyone who had his card
yeah,
for
yeah.
information, right? And I'm
Huh.
like, that's pretty sweet.
That's, I mean, legal action might need to be taken place, but
Yeah.
I mean, that's true. Why do they just come in randomly? And also, there's like a weird consciousness to the portraits too, even when they die. So there's got to be a piece of them, you know what I mean, magically associated. So
and then this one, I've got to look into it.
okay,
This is more of an Easter egg too, but
all right,
apparently in Chamber of Secrets, in Dumbledore's office, when Harry goes there is a portrait of Gandalf the Grey in the
Whoa.
background. So I gotta look into it.
yeah,
but
I gotta
allegedly,
see this. Yeah.
allegedly it's there.
Now you're saying that this is not a sentence that was like right off in the book. You're saying in the actual movie.
This is a movie, yeah.
Oh,
the
okay,
Easter egg
okay,
movie.
okay.
Yeah. Okay.
That'd be hilarious if J.K. Rowling's like a gray wizard in a pointed hat with a pipe, and you're like,
Yes. So this is a subtle one, but I really like it. So we're gonna break it down. Some math here, Tony. You ready?
Yeah.
So Voldemort attacks the Potters on October 31st, 1981.
Okay.
Okay.
Wow. 81. Okay.
Harry finds out he's a wizard on his 11th birthday, which is July 31st, 1991.
Okay.
And if you do quick math, that is exactly 9 3/4 years between the two.
Whoa. So you think J.K. was like, that sounds like a good platform number? Mm-hmm. Okay.
And I think I've mentioned this before, but there's the flower thing when Snape first talks
Oh.
to Harry. Basically, it's
Where would you find a Bizarre?
yeah.
all
Basically, it's
about-
code for I bitterly regret your mother's death, right,
Yep.
or something like that.
Yeah.
Lily's death. There's also a connection between the Black family, which Mrs. Malfoy is part of.
Narcissa.
A lot of them are celestial names, like the dad is Orion's
Oh, yeah.
Bell.
There's Andromeda in there.
Andromeda is Tonks' mom.
Ah, there it is. Nymphadora, Andromeda. Yep.
So there are a lot of, but Narcissa Malfoy, Narcissa is another plant.
Oh, okay.
Lily is a plant, and there's a connection there. They're the two women that saved Harry from Voldemort.
Oh, wow. I don't know what a Narcissa plant is. I don't know.
I don't know either. But
I'm not botanist. Yeah. Someone get Neville on the
so
line.
that was cool.
Yeah, I love that. I didn't know that.
The number 7 is huge in Harry Potter, Tony. It's literally everywhere. Like,
Okay.
names have 7 syllables. Names have 7 letters.
Okay.
There's 7 books, 7 years,
Not
7
7 movies.
Potters.
Yeah.
Um,
yeah.
7 Horcruxes, 7 Weasleys. Harry's born in the 7th month. I mean, it's literally all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
He has 7 encounters with Voldemort. One's a stretch, but I'll count it. When he's a baby in year 1 in Sorcerer's Stone. Year 4 when Voldemort gets resurrected. Year 5 when he fights him in the Ministry of Magic. Battle of the 7 Potters. in Godric's Hollow, he's controlling Nagini.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
So that's
yeah.
one. But and then obviously at the Battle of Hogwarts.
Yep.
But you could count that one twice because he sees him twice.
Yeah, well, technically he sees him in the Deathly Hollow. In the forest. Why am I forgetting the forest name? Forbidden Forest.
Yeah.
He sees him in Forbidden Forest, and then he sees him at the battle. So you
So
could
you can
argue
see- yeah.
there's two right there. The Guinea one's a little bit of a stretch, because technically you could also argue that every interaction Harry has, technically Voldemort is with him, because he's a Horcrux, so it's infinitesimal amount of times with Voldemort, but I like that. But 7, yeah.
Yeah.
Is that her favorite number, or did she ever explain it, or?
So I guess 7 just has like a spiritual. There's several different things. but
Okay. Well.
13 also. I guess the 13th chapter in the book has some dismal or some sort of theme to it. Right?
Okay.
So like the 13th chapter, I think in the second book,
Kind of the
is
classic,
yeah,
like 13.
because like it's a wizard. You've mentioned this before, but they find the locket actually in the 5th book. They don't know what it is, so they throw it away.
Foreshadowing.
But creature keeps it.
Yep. Then Mundungus Fletcher takes it.
Yes.
That's one of my favorite lines ever delivered.
Mundungus. Yeah.
That and Brachymomendo are my 2 favorite lines ever.
Amendo.
I love those 2 lines.
The vanishing cabinet that Draco
Sounds
uses
sister.
in Borgin and Burt's. Harry hides there, so it's a deleted scene, but it's in the book too.
Okay.
Because when he
you're
mispronounces
talking about-
the flu powder, he ends up in Borgin and Burke's, and he hides there when the Malfoys come in.
Yes, in
So
the
it's
second.
it's in the book, and it's a deleted scene to the movie.
Yep.
And so he hides in that same vanishing cabinet.
Wow, I didn't put those 2 together. That's after the hand grabs him. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Another one I thought was originally she was going to give Dudley a magical kid. And decided against it because she thought, no, the magical gene could not survive in a Dursley.
Yeah.
So she decided against that.
Oh, wow. She had hopes that like her offspring could be magic, because technically Lily became magic. I mean, who knows why? But
yeah.
okay.
But
No way it's going to survive Vernon Dursley.
Right.
Yeah.
That's-
I know
that
enough
was-
about Gregor Mendel and biology.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That was kind of
something's
the
not.
deal.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. 1 does not equal 1 there. Yeah.
Yeah. So those are just some kind of cool points.
Nice.
And then some Lord of the Rings. A lot of you can find in the Silmarillion, but some
nice.
cool ones I thought was the reason Legolas was so amped to like fight in the war and help Frodo is because Dol Guldur, which is kind of the base of the necromancer in The Hobbit.
Yep.
Was lost by his grandfather, Thranduil's dad.
Oh, okay.
So Legolas wanted to redeem his family.
Get it back, yeah. Kind of like Faramir with Osgiliath.
Yeah.
You want to make sure, you
Yep.
know what I mean? I'll give my life to the cause.
Yeah, exactly. Celebrimbor, who made the rings, also made the Door of Moria, which is kind of cool.
Oh, yeah, he went over that in Rings of Power.
Yeah.
Speak, friend, Anenta.
It is canon that Radagast is missing. He disappeared.
Oh, at what point, though?
So we see him in The Hobbit, and then in the Fellowship of the Ring book, he's the one, they're traveling, and he comes and tells Gandalf, you need to go, Saruman wants to talk to you.
Yes, I do know that.
After all that, Gandalf goes looking for Radagast so he can help in the fight. His hut is abandoned.
Oh,
and
so
he,
you're
and he
thinking...
looks he looks for him and he can't find him anywhere. So maybe
Okay.
he goes to join the Blue Wizards. Something's happened, but canonically he's missing,
Yeah, okay.
which I thought was kind of
I love that. I didn't know.
yeah,
I forgot he was mentioned in Lord of the Rings, too.
your boy.
Well, actually, he was mentioned in Lord of the Rings. He wasn't mentioned in the Hobbit books.
Yeah, that's right. He was just in the
Yeah.
movies. Yeah. The Eagles are not seen as good guys to the common folk of Middle Earth.
Okay.
They're giant eagles, so they eat, so they just feed on like cows and stuff.
Yeah,
So like
they
normal
gotta be
townspeople
menace.
are like shooting at them.
Yeah, also, can you imagine cleaning your cart, and then all of a sudden an eagle goes by and they poop on your cart? You're
Yeah,
like, come
right.
on, dude, I just cleaned this.
So Tolkien himself said they do the things they want, for their own reasons.
Yeah,
The only reason they saved Frodo and Sam is because Gandalf was tight with the leader,
exactly. 'cause
but
he helped him with
otherwise
an
they
egg.
would not have gotten involved.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So everyone tries to use that trope, but they're like, they
Yeah.
did not want to be part of it. They're kind of
They're
jerks,
like Gandalf.
they just,
yeah. They had respect for him because I think the leader, when he was an egg or a hatchling, Gandalf helped him out, and he's like, all right, I'm bound to you. You know what you're doing. You see to be... And they probably have respect for whether they know he's a Maya or not. They probably respect the power that be.
One I thought was really cool too was, this is the last point too.
Yep.
Saruman bewitched his voice. That's why he was able to persuade people.
Oh.
So he just talked to Theoden, and that's how he was put under a spell and stuff like that.
When you like he talked through Grimmer Wormtongue, or he talked to Theoden himself?
Well, he talked. Well, yeah. So he talked to the
Through.
first he talked to Grimmer Wormtongue and bewitched him through his talk. Right?
Oh, yeah. Transitive property. So
Yeah,
he
and so
did, technically,
in the books, when they come to see him after the Ents had taken over Isengard, he's just talking normally, and because he's bewitched, all the soldiers, the Rohirrim, are like, you know what? We should let him go. He deserves to be free.
he's a good guy.
But Theoden, who's already been under his charm, Aragorn and Gandalf were like the only ones that were like, no,
enough
you know,
fortitude to
to like see through it. But I thought that was interesting. He didn't have to cast any spell. His voice was just that
Enough
bewitching.
persuasion.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know, so
Our dude, his persuasion is like 100% in the.
Oh,
trade.
yeah.
That's crazy. No, I love that. I love learning those obscure things because that's why I think some of the mainstream lore deserves to be mainstream. Let's just talk about that really quick. These deserve to be mainstream because exactly like that. How many countless hours do you think we personally have spent with these franchises?
Oh yeah,
Hundreds, thousands probably.
right.
If we're being honest with ourselves, even after those thousands of hours, we're still finding things where it's like, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? I never thought about that, or I'm looking at this going, wow, and that's why it's so enthralling. And I feel like I never feel bad that I'm like repeating something because there's something else I'm going to get out of this. I'm going to be 16 reading these things, Mark, and I'm going to be enjoying it, you know, so it's crazy.
So my last thought time before we go to the game, I was trying
we
to
got
think
a lot of games going.
Yeah, I think I could also do pretty well with obscure Legend of Zelda
Wow.
trivia.
I feel like that one's tough.
It's tough.
There's so much to it, but I bet
There's
you
so
probably
much
could.
to it. I mean, obviously, my strong suit would be
Majora's Mask?
Ocarina of Time and Majora's
Okay,
Mask.
yeah.
The N64 games.
Yep.
But the other ones I could probably at least hold my own
yeah.
in. But like anything from those two, I you know,
probably can get.
I know, like the back of my hand.
That's
you know,
awesome.
So
Yeah, it's one of those things where I only saw you guys play it and never really played through a full version of those games. So yeah, I mean that's 1,000%. I feel like you'd have that. I could help you out if we're in a trivia team. We'd kill it because you'd get it, and I'd hopefully get.
Allegedly, Sony and Nintendo, people who made like the Super Mario movie, there is a Legend of Zelda movie in the works.
Oh wow!
And some people, because there's the Sonic movies, right?
Yep.
The Mario movies, going to be Legend of Zelda. Some people think they're making the Super Smash Brother universe.
Oh wow!
So that'd
That's
be kind of
crazy to build
Yeah,
up.
can you imagine that in like 2030? Tony was sitting like watching a Super Smash Brothers movie.
Guys, it's Mr. Game & Watch. Everyone be quiet. Yeah. Ness is on the screen. Everyone stop.
Yeah.
If he upbeats this, I'm going to be unreal.
Oh,
yeah. That's awesome. That is wild, but that would take so many buildings because, like, the first, I mean, even if you did N64 characters, that's 16 characters more.
Well, they had a lot in the Mario, like they had.
Oh, you're right.
They had Peach. Was Daisy in that movie? I can't remember. But they had the Mario Brothers, Donkey Kong, so that's 4 right there.
Okay,
you
so
know,
yeah.
Toad,
Bowser,
that's,
too. Bowser's
yeah,
in
6.
There.
So.
And then you do Link. Yeah, you get a couple there. Then you need Samus. Yeah, Captain Falcon.
So
But yeah, we'll keep going.
Is there a Star Fox movie? I don't think so. Maybe.
Dude, that'd be sick.
You know,
but if they do a Star Fox movie, we know where they're going. I mean, come on.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that. But also, I just want to see the frog. Blippi? What's the frog's name again?
Slippy. Falco, Star Fox, right? That's just his name. Peppy, the hair.
Peppy, that's
and
what I was
Slippy.
thinking.
Yeah.
Slippy. But, okay, so, Mark, I have in front of me a piece of paper.
Yes.
So Jen and I were talking. This is a huge shout out to my wife, Queen of All Angels, love my life, at my eye. Thank you so much, Jenna.
Mother of your child.
Mother of my child. Hey, I should add that into litany. I don't add it in litany. It's so new. I don't even think about it. No, I should definitely add that in. But Jenna, I love you. Thank you so much for making this. So she spent the time, and I was telling her, hey, we really want to do a game. And I was telling her what I was thinking about. And I was like, oh, I just want to come up with 10 things, and I want Mark to rank them without knowing what's next. And she said, whoa. What if I make it so you and Mark can do it in parallel with each other?
Yes.
And so I don't even know what these 10 things are.
Which is going to be great.
And I'm very excited because the way that Jenna's brains work, any surprise is so much fun. Legitimately. I don't know what it is. Jenna, the way she thinks is so different from what I think, but it's so in line with what I think. It always throws me off a perfect amount. So, Jenna, thank you so much for spending time and effort making these. And Mark, do you want to get going? So the rules are very simple. We have 10 cards in front of us, and we will organize them. And basically, we'll say, hey, we'll give a prompt. And then based on that prompt, we'll rank that weapon, and we'll go through. And then, of course, Mark, if we want, maybe in the show notes, we'll put our rankings and see if people agree or disagree.
But we can't change, and we don't know what's coming next.
And we can't change. We don't know what's coming up. Thank you. You're right. That is the big thing. Neither Mark and I know.
Right.
I don't know.
So if we get an awesome weapon,
we might be,
well, at least what we think. There could be an even better one.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Or if we get a mid one, that could be the best one. We don't know.
And the worst part is Jenna knows us both very well.
I know she does.
So that's what makes this a little more fun. So, number 1, Mark, first prompt is rank. It's choose your weapon.
Okay.
So we're going to rank these weapons. Okay. So, weapon number 1, Darth Maul lightsaber.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, shoot. This one's actually tough. You know what's hilarious?
Are we discussing?
We are discussing them because I have to discuss this one.
Yes.
Maybe we do a quick discussion, but the quick discussion is, honestly, if this was Dooku's lightsaber, it'd be number 1 for me. Through and through. Oh, the curved blade's so nice. The double, I don't think I'm that dexterous. You know what I mean?
Right.
Dexterous.
That's what I'm thinking. I think it's cool, but there's got to be...
Do we assume proficiency? That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? If I'm proficient in it, maybe this is sick. But just to see the fear in your enemy's eyes as you ignite your second blade. Ugh.
It's too early to be the best one, so I know...
Oh, no, there's no way it's going to be 1.
But it's in the... It's in the upper,
I
right?
think it's upper. I think it's in... I'm going to... You know what? I think this is perfect. I think it's a 5. I almost put it at a 3. I'm going to put it 5.
I literally was thinking 5 too.
Okay, we can agree on it. There's nothing wrong with agreeing. You know what I mean? We can agree or disagree.
Because that's what I was saying. I think it's the top half, but I think it's the bottom of the top half.
I think it's the bottom of the top half. I think it's sick.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Kyber crystal. 2 kyber crystals. You had to bleed 2 kyber crystals. That's unreal.
It just deserves to be there.
It deserves.
It's like the honorable mention, right?
I'm so nervous though because I don't know what's up.
Yeah.
Because there's literally could be banger. Star Trek phaser. Dang, I knew she was going to pull this one.
So you're going to have to explain, is it just their blaster, essentially?
Yeah, it's just a blaster. It's virtually a blaster, but the point is that there's a stun setting, and then there's higher settings.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then also they can refine the beam length of it. So, for example, normally it's this very narrow beam, and it's kind of a projectile weapon that they can fire from the hip. Or there's a hand one. They have like the hand dolphin one, which is pretty sick in the Next Generation. Or what you can do is, like, they need to clear this wide area of stone. They can increase, I don't know if that's the phase of the laser. Right? This is past my, engineering knowledge. But whole point is they can widen the beam of it. And so then it can hit a better area. And so it's really a really great multi-tool. You can do whatever you want. But the biggest thing is that you can stun people.
Okay.
You're not really much of a Star Trek guy.
No,
this
so
isn't
I
hitting
think-
nostalgia for you.
No. So for me, I'm don't hate me, Tony, but I think it's going to be, it's an 8.
Oh, yeah. If you put it as a 10, I was going to come across this.
I don't think it's, I think it's an 8 for me.
Oh, there's so many. So here's a problem.
We're only
Mark.
at number 2,
I
Tony.
know,
We're only at number
I'm
2.
thinking of all the amazing ones in the back of my head right now. And this is so nostalgic for me, but at the same time too, I don't know. I'm sorry, Star Trek. I'm going to personally apologize. I'm going to put you at 6. That hurts me.
Gene Roddenberry just rolled over.
I know, dude. I know. I can't put it at 1. The 1 has to. What makes me so nervous, we're going to get the very bottom, and it's going to be.
Yeah.
I'm so nervous for that. So, but I got to put it at 6.
I can see Jenna laughing as she's writing these.
I know. Oh, my gosh. I had to put it at 6. I think it's right below Darth Maul's lightsaber, if I had to do this. Oh, okay. So, Susan's bow from Narnia won't miss everything it shoots.
I'm not a bowman, but I mean that's a pretty sick weapon. It's better than Legolas's bow and arrow.
Well, I mean that's made out of her Gladriel hair. How you doing?
Yeah.
But oh man, I can make this pretty easy for me. I'm making this one a 9. It's a cool bow. I'm not emotionally tuned to it.
I'm not a bowman, but it's not that low for
You're
me.
an axe man. If you had
I'm an axe man, but I think it's a 7 for me. I don't think it's that low.
All right, so by the way, just for a quick reference, I have 5, 6, 9, and you have 5, 7, 8. So we're pretty close to each other. Morgul knife, Lord of the Rings.
Oh,
a Morgul blade
from Ring Wraith.
Yeah, King of the Ring Wraith.
That's high for me, Tony.
That's
I'm
super
not gonna lie.
high. Oh, are you kidding me? That's like when someone said a dagger. That's what I thought of, brother. That is up there.
I'm at 2 or 3, I think.
Wow, that was an easy 4 for me, by the way. I'm probably gonna put her at 4. Yeah, here's what bothers me. We're not halfway yet, but we're close to halfway, Mark.
I know what I want is 1 and 2, so I'm putting that as a 3.
Okay. I'm going to put it as a 4. we talked it up big. I love that knife,
Yeah.
but I know in my head what I want is 1 and 2.
Yeah.
The voice in Dune. So it's basically audio neural control. You know what I'm talking about? Did you watch the Dune movies?
Yeah.
That's pretty powerful.
It is pretty powerful. Seems like a lot could go wrong with it, though.
Yeah.
You know what I
Well,
mean?
it's hard to do. You got to get the right pitch.
Right, exactly.
That's the tough. I think it's going to be my 7. It's powerful. I don't think it's top 3.
I think it.
Oh, Mark.
It's bottom for me.
I saw that bottom swing. I'm pretty shocked by that. We're halfway through, though, at this point.
It's a 9. I think there's probably something worse. It's a 9 for me.
Gandalf's staff. Let's go, Jenna. Let's go. Come on. Done. Mark, don't you dare. I looked at you. Don't you. I put it at number 1. Gandalf's staff is easily number 1. I would 1,000% want that.
I'm only putting it number 1. I'm going to be honest.
Oh, no. I thought you were, by the way, first off, I saw your hand move. I thought you were hitting 10, and I was about to come over this table. I was like, Mark, I swear.
So I knew number 1's a staff for me, but I'm going to be honest with you. I like the aesthetic of Saruman's staff better.
Really?
I do.
Okay, first off, let's talk about this really quick. Which staff of Gandalf's do you like more?
Oh, obviously.
Are you talking about the pre-Moria where it's like more like flowing out? Or are you talking about because there's like the Hobbit, or sorry, let me think. The Hobbit one is more of like a cone.
Yeah.
And then the one in the original is more of a flow.
Yeah, so I like the Fellowship of the Ring, Gandalf the Grey.
The flow
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
Where he has his pipe into it too.
Yes.
Easy.
I think Gandalf the White staff is pretty
Dude,
boring.
mid. Oh my gosh.
But
if I had to choose, yeah.
But I love the black and the orb of Saruman's.
That is sick. The
So
orb
does
is
it
cool.
say, because this is actually important, which staff is it?
It
Is
just says Gandalf's staff. I'm assuming Gandalf the Grey.
Okay.
I will tell Jenna that maybe next time,
Yeah. Then
we need specifics. I want Luke's, the cool blue Luke's lightsaber before it's digitally remastered. But yeah, I'm doing Gandalf's staff as number 1. That was the one I was actually waiting for.
We're at 6.
We're at 6.
So I'm going to put it 1 because I'm going to be a betting man and I'm going to guess that Gimli's axe is not going to be on this list.
Dude, you will look a fool if it comes up.
Yeah, I'm going to look like a fool, but it's going to be 1 for now.
Ooh, but yeah, Gandalf's
I've got
staff.
number 2
I mean,
slot.
come on.
Yeah.
That's it. That's 1,000% it. Blue Shell and Mario. I mean, come on.
Was that your 10?
Yeah, that was my 10.
Okay. That's fine. I love that. I love how that's in there.
Yeah. I love how it's in there, but it's so obscure that I was like, I gotta, that's a 10er. I mean, I wasn't expecting it, so. But the Blue Shell Mario is really solid. I really appreciate that But how do you define number 1? Does that mean we just take, who's in first place technically? How could I use it as a weapon?
Oh, yeah.
First place in stealing something?
That's true,
I don't
yeah.
know. And then also
you'd
the
hit
side
yourself.
effect. Yeah, and then also it takes a path. So that means anyone in that path is going to get
Yes,
wrecked.
yeah.
And it's going to explode. So I think Mark and I both did 10 there. So, Mjolnir, Thor's hammer.
I do like me a
Oh,
hammer.
I love.
And that's what, at number 8?
The God of Thunder hammer.
I'm a hammer guy, too. I'm taking a chance at number 2.
I was going to go number 3. I do love Thor's hammer, though. I'm so nervous what else is out there. Shoot.
Oh, man. That's too late. I've already picked it, but I have a bad feeling.
Yeah, you're in the middle. I kind of have some breathing room here.
I have a bad feeling 9 and 10 are going to be some heavy hitters.
Yeah, I'm going Mjolnir for 3. You ready, Mark?
Yep.
Windshar, Skyrim, staggers enemy with every hit. Oh, dude. I'll show you. Do you know what I'm
I do
talking
know
about?
what you're talking about. Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. This one's sick. Windshear. There it is. Yeah, it's basically like almost like a scimitar.
I'm going to have faith. Number 10's cooler, because I've only got a 4 and a 6 left. I'm going to go 6.
I know, but I know Jenna. The worst part is she might make number 10 super lame. Oh, the worst part, I have a 2 and an 8. I have to do it. I'm doing 8.
So it was easier for me. 2 and 8.
Yeah,
That's a big.
that's a big disparity. So I'm doing that for number 8, the wind shear. Number 10, Totsuka Blade, Naruto.
Ooh,
This might be good.
that's got to be one of the hidden swordmen of the mists, right?
Yeah, it's got to be. Right? Oh, yeah, dude. That's
Oh, I know what this is. Yep, I know exactly what this is.
it's from a sealing jutsu, but is this coming out of
Yeah, so it's Sasuke summons it.
Yeah,
it's a
no.
and it's his sword that he.
Yeah, shoot, what's that called though when he does it with his eye? That's spiritual being that he like encompasses him.
Yeah,
What's that called?
Susanoo.
Susanoo. But that's his blade. Thank God. That's pretty cool. That's number 2.
Yeah,
Woo.
easy. I
Number
would have put.
4.
I think I probably would have. 4 is okay. Well, let's
4?
see.
No. I think it's fine.
Yeah, I think that accurately reflects it. That was good. That was.
I really like that. But yeah, this is super fun. Mark, are you ready for the next one? I think we keep going.
Oh, absolutely.
I think we have to keep going.
Yeah.
All right, Mark.
Yes.
Prompt number 2. Are you ready?
I am.
Jenna has this prompt for us. Worth's death in media. So the worst one you could do is number 10, and the most tolerable, the worst one you do is number 1. The most tolerable is number 10. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yep.
So worst deaths in media. Number 1 is Sarlacc Pit Star Wars. Oh,
Yikes.
This one's way up there. It's 150 years of digestion.
Yeah.
I mean,
Are you alive for that entire 50 years, though?
150. So it's the rest of your life. So you
Right.
either starve. So really, it's a starvation problem. It's because you're
Doing.
it's breathing-
My question is, I answered my own question. My question was, is there like stomach acid that you just die? No, because Boba Fett escapes.
Yeah, no,
So
no.
you just chilled down there.
Yeah, you don't digest until like way later on. So
Yeah.
I bet you have years and years of never seen the sun
Mm-hmm.
in probably what smells very bad because just decaying bodies, and you
Yeah.
just kind of hope you die. Not great.
By the way, the Sarlacc pit can move. Did you know that?
Really?
That's one of the things I found. I just didn't mention.
Oh,
it
wow.
earlier. But yeah,
Okay.
sorry, going off topic. But yeah. Unless you're smart enough, like Boba Fett, to escape. But I'm assuming that we're not escaping.
I don't think so. I don't think we're escaping. We don't have the Mandalorian armor.
I feel like there's gonna be some worse deaths.
I
in there.
feel like
I'm
this
gonna go
one's like
mid.
almost like a starvation kind of deal, or maybe suffocation, or you just end up like just killing yourself, which is also horrible. But I'm gonna say it's 4.
I'm going.
It's
5.
up there.
Yeah, I'm going 5. I think there's gonna be some worse ones.
Wow, radiation poisoning, Spock in Star Trek. Oh,
Slow death.
yeah, oh yeah. But you have the knowledge that you saved the crew.
Does that make it better?
No. Not really. And oh my gosh, this one like hits
Does he
the
suffer?
heartstrings. Oh yeah. I mean, technically Kirk does it too in the new version of the Into Darkness. It's Kirk who dies of the
Radiation poisoning. Is that kind of like what?
Madame Curie died of it.
Yeah.
Basically, it like rots you out from the inside out. Now, granted,
it's like
she-
Chernobyl, right?
Exactly, but
Yeah.
they got such a dose because it's in the engine, so he dies within the matter. Well, also it's cinematic, but he dies within the matter of like I think it's like 15 minutes or something crazy. Whereas like Madame Curie and Chernobyl, they die years and years later, but it's because the isotope's still active inside them; they slowly decay. So. Honestly, Madame Curie's death is way worse than radiation poisoning. This one's relatively quick, but because it's Spock, I'm putting it at number 3. The ship saved. You have been and always shall be my friend. The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few, or the one.
Are you in a lot of pain? Like I don't.
Oh
know.
yeah, you suffer. You suffer.
Okay.
I mean, it's rough.
Then I'll go 4.
I mean, it's not an easy one, but we're one off of each other, Mark. I don't know if you noticed that. Wow, the incinerator, Toy Story 3.
Oh yikes! So you're being burned alive.
Yeah, burned alive. By the way, I started to realize I might have shot too high too quick.
I think I did too.
This is not great either. But I can imagine there's some worse ones out there. I'm putting this as 5.
I don't want to put it at 6, but I have to because it's not lower. But I agree with you.
You
I
can't
think-
go
I think
top 3.
I can't go top 3. Yeah.
Yeah. I had to do Spock for the top 3.
Yeah.
I hope you understand. You know what I mean? That one's just Obi-Wan lightsaber to the gut. I think she meant to say Qui-Gon Jinn, but I guess Obi-Wan. Well, he was more shoulder length when Darth Vader kind of chopped him. But at that point, he already completed his training for the Living Force.
Well, yeah.
So I
But
think
to
it's,
gut
I think
is
he meant
Qui-Gon.
I think Qui-Gon. So
Comparatively,
honestly-
I think that's pretty low. I'm gonna be honest.
just get stabbed, and also like at that point, like your spine's kind of affected already. I do hate to see Qui-Gon die. Qui-Gon's my boy.
Yeah.
Just because Qui-Gon's
He
my
didn't look
boy,
like he
I'm gonna
suffered,
put it.
though.
I almost want to put it at an 8, just because Qui-Gon's my boy. 8's my lucky number. I almost want to put it at 10 though. I'm like so close to putting it at 10.
I think that's.
You know what? No, I'm changing my answer.
I'm a
I
niner.
think 10. I think I'm 10.
I'm a 9er because
10.
there's got to be one that's better, but that one's pretty low so far comparatively, and that could be a false security.
False.
but-
Yeah. Severus Snape, snake attack.
Oh,
Getting bit in the freaking neck and just having to bleed out.
that's pretty rough.
Oh, it's quick, but it's rough. That one's not fun.
Is it top 3 worthy, though? I don't know.
Here's the thing. We're halfway through right now.
Oh, my.
We are indeed halfway through. I'm going to put that... I'll put this one at an 8. 8 for Snape.
We're only halfway through?
Only halfway through. Why, you're going higher? Lower? What are you thinking? So Mark only has a 7 and a 3 available. Mark's also in a rough spot because middling numbers are gone.
Yeah, that's rough. That's rough. Is it a top 3?
Because once you get past 6, that's when you're kind of like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah. 7.
All right. 7 it is. Okie dokie. Oh, okay. It's Shani Baratheon. I didn't know that was her name. I might be saying that wrong. Sinayu? So she's burned at stake. That was Robert Baratheon's brother, Stannis Baratheon.
Yes.
His daughter, who had grayscale.
Yes.
And then ends up getting burned at the stake by the Red Woman. Sorry. There it is. I was thinking too many things as I read that.
Well,
so
that's pretty much the same as the incinerator, I think.
Oh, yeah. Very much so. And I put that as a 5. Which, I mean, getting burned at the stake, though, that's... But also, you have to understand, the incinerators, like, you're literally going to a pit of lava. Not lava, but you know what I mean? You're burning evenly. It's hot already.
I think
versus that one's like a slow burn.
I think at this point, I don't know if it really deserves it, but I think I'm putting it as a 3.
You know, I think they're kind of same, so I'll put it as a 6. But that's my 5 and 6, really. Whoa, Mace Windu force lightning and then proceeding to then fall out to the window.
So that's rough.
Falling out would be kind of insane. I don't know what else is left on here. And my worriedness is I have 1 and 2 still available.
Yeah.
But wait, I don't think I would change much on the weapon one. I want to make that clear.
This one,
I think I might change.
Yeah.
I will say that.
I 100% agree with you, Tony. Yeah.
I don't think burning... I think it's worse than burning alive. The worst part is burning alive is kind of my top when I'm really thinking about it.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to go 2 with Mace Windu. It's not
really?
1. It's not 1. Well, I don't have...
You don't have the low ones.
I'm kind of strapped. Yeah, it's not low. It's not tolerable. Certainly not.
No. It does attack your nervous system pretty good. I'm going to go 7. I'm going to go way different from you. Now, will that pay off? I'm not quite sure. Gollum falling into the volcano. There it is. I was waiting for that one. Because you basically die as asphyxiation. Yeah. Which is, like, horrible. Once again, it's burning alive, but this is a different version of it. I'm putting that one at 2. Easy.
See, we're opposite. I'm going to put that at 8.
Now, here's the thing. Let's talk this through really quick. Mark has 1 in 10 available. I have 1 in 9 available.
Yeah.
So, something happened here.
Yeah.
You know, something beautiful happened. Something beautiful happened here. I can't tell if it's beautiful or not. Oh, wow. So, this is Giles Corey getting crushed to death by the stones in the Crucible. Did you ever read that book?
I did.
I was supposed to read it. I did.
That sounds terrible. And I'm going to guess that's worse. I'm going to take a bet that's...
You're gonna put that number 1?
Because I have to. I'm gonna guess it's worse than the next one. So.
You know what's funny? I'm doing the exact opposite.
Really?
Bet. So
okay.
One of us is gonna win.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put it at a 9. You know, you'll have that. Let's see who bet right here, Marky. Ready? Okay, Mufasa getting crushed by the wildebeest stampede. Golly.
They're pretty much the same.
Well, that one's not number 1 for me, but I have to put it number 1.
It's not number 10 for me, but I have to put it there. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, Mark, this one I'm actually going to ask this question on.
Yeah.
Because I feel like we didn't get... because we also waited for the 1 in 10.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a rough go.
Yeah.
What do you think, now looking back at all these, what do you think your number 1 would be? I think right off the bat, before I even say my number 1, I feel like the burning at the stake with the Baratheon, as well as the Toy Story incinerator, need to go higher on my list. And I think they'd probably take the place of Sarlacc Peck and radiation poisoning, bringing those down.
I would 100%. I think those come down.
Because burning at the stake sounds horrible.
Yeah, anything that brings a lot of pain, right?
For a long duration, it's got to be it.
Yeah, so burning at the stake, I guess, if you think about the Smeagol just asphyxiation, so...
Because he basically drowns in lava.
Yeah, drowns in lava.
But they also say, like, technically from that fall, like, the force of the lava would kill him because, like, it would crush him. But, you know what I mean? Whatever you want to consider. Because, like, people talk about that, like, you know what I mean? Like, what would he die first of? Like, the fall, the shock, the asphyxiation, the burns, like what would kill you first? And
Yeah.
it's kind of a
Well, and so we got to look for here is pain level and duration, right?
yep.
And so, burning of the stake for sure. I don't know. It looked like Mufasa died pretty quickly,
Yeah, he fell. I mean,
Right.
he probably just fell.
but with the
and then
Crucible, probably wasn't as quickly, right?
No, that's-
You're being slowly crushed alive,
Drawn
right?
out.
So that one really sucks. Being stabbed in the gut, that one's low, I think.
Yeah. Oh, that might be my 10 now. Severus Snape getting a snake attack also kind of sucks because it's quick.
I think that one
But
I would
also,
put higher.
it might go a little bit higher. It's psychological. What do you want to decide is psychological?
Well, I'm assuming Nagini's poisonous, so his entire body. Well, I don't know. Are you numb? I'm sure he's in
Yeah.
pain. I'm sure he's in pain, but he can't move.
Yeah.
So I think that's pretty rough too. I think that deserves to be higher.
Do you have a direct number one though? Do you think? Because I think we generally changed our ways looking back at this. But do you think you have a higher one you'd want to do?
I think number one's burnt the stake for me. I can't imagine being. That sounds terrible.
Yep. I would have probably. I think mine would go Gollum's, Baratheon, Toy Story. If I had to choose my top three again. Same. Oh, burn, basically. So yeah, fire. It turns out Mark and I do not like fire.
No.
But hey, now we're on to our very last round, Mark.
Okay.
This is a speed round. Jenna even said speed round. So this has got to be quick go.
Yeah.
Quick go.
We don't even know what the topic is.
Don't even know what the topic is. So the other ones, I kind of knew what the topic was because Jenna was like,
we
hey,
saw the
is
top
that
of the sheet? Yeah.
Saw the top of the sheet, and she says, hey, is this okay to do? And I said, yeah, I think that would be okay. This one, we don't even know the topic. This is a pure speed round. Let's see what happens.
Let's do it.
All right. Put a ring on it. Most wife material character.
Oh, this is gonna be fun.
I
All right,
love it.
All right.
Why is this a speed round?
So we
can't even think.
Yeah,
we just gotta
go. Okay.
Anne Baru. Oh,
Amber
dude.
low. She's gonna be low for me.
What?
Put a
She's
ring on it.
homely. She's homely.
There's
don't
got to
know.
be other ones. You know,
Yeah.
I don't think she's bottom because you're right. You
She's
know?
homely.
Yeah. She'll keep your belly full. We're not supposed
Blue
to
milk.
discuss.
Blue milk.
Yeah.
No, I think we can discuss a little bit.
Okay,
Come on.
yeah,
Come
yeah,
on.
yeah.
I mean,
She'll keep your belly full. I'm sorry, Amber. I think she's a 7 for me.
5. You're a monster, Mark. I'm joking. I'm probably gonna eat my words. I'm very much gonna eat my words. Lysa Arryn. This is Catelyn's sister, who breastfeeds her kid until
Who's obsessed
he's
with
8 years
Peter
old.
Baelish?
Yeah.
Yeah.
10.
She's. Yeah. I was gonna say she's.
I mean,
way
she's
too-
got like. She's
Nothing
got
about her is good.
land and
yeah,
politics.
That's it. Not worth it.
Yeah, no,
nothing.
no.
The yeah.
By the way, what'd you do? You did 10 too?
For like Air Force.
Hey,
sure.
let's be honest here too. Not gonna lie, breastfeeding is a lot. As a father, now I can talk on this behalf, and I'm not even the one breastfeeding. That's just the upkeep and everything. I mean, you don't want to. Yeah, it's just it's a beautiful thing for a baby, but at 6 years old, I mean, he's like 10.
Yeah. Right.
Crazy. But okay, and then your whole schedule revolves around it. I'm talking too much about breastfeeding. All right, next. Rita Skeeter, Harry Potter. I mean, come on, when you're watching that growing up.
I mean, she's. Yeah,
I mean,
She's not
how
bad.
you doing?
How
Yeah,
you doing?
I mean,
She's
yeah.
a 5 though for me. I'm gonna say it.
What?
I think Jenna's got some hitters.
You think
on
she's got some hitters?
I think she's
a
got some-
4 for me. Something about Rita Skeeter.
I think she's got some how you doings. All right.
You think so? Dude, Rita
I'm
Skeeter's
waiting.
up there.
There's one. I know which one I want is number 1, and I'm waiting for her.
First off, I can tell you my 3 right now. Come on, Jenna. I know you have it. Or she didn't put a many on it, and she wants me to think they're coming number 10.
She
And
probably
I'm
knows
screwed.
who we
Oh,
want.
I
You know. Okay.
Eowyn.
Eowyn.
So
Okay,
make sure I said this right. This is Eowyn. You can see it right here. Eowyn. Eowyn. Okay, just want to make sure it's not Arwen. It's Eowyn. Just for our listeners, Eowyn. She's
Princess
part
of
of
Rohan.
Yeah, Princess of Rohan.
Faramir's wife, Tony's boy.
Yeah, that's why I want her at almost number 3 because she's sick. No, Here's the thing.
She would make a good wife, I think.
Oh yeah.
But you want her to wife?
I know,
I don't
but
know.
for 3 for
I
me.
know.
At least you have 4 available.
Yeah,
4 is an easy spot. I mean, come on.
I think she's deserving of 4.
I don't think she's
'Cause
6.
I want to protect. You're right.
I want to protect my top 3.
Yeah.
But she's so close to my top 3.
Yeah.
I don't think she deserves to be number 6. Now, by the way, I
She
do
may
feel
not
bad.
be the prettiest, but she would be a really good wife.
She's way over Anne Peru. Anne Peru,
yeah.
I freaking made 5, and I regret that.
Yeah, right.
I
That's why
regret
it's
that.
7. Okay.
Oh, I regret it. Oh, there's so many lower ones too. Put it at She marries my boy, but she wants to be a fighter. She's out there. She's an independent woman. She's awesome. I love her. She's going 3. Dang. Top 3 broken. What'd you do again? Sorry, Mark.
4.
All right. Mark, number 5. Melisandre. Red Woman. Game of Thrones.
No, because, well, we know what she actually looks like. And she's just...
Well, no. Let's talk peak. Let's talk peak here.
I also don't think she's just not the wife material. She's not... That's not her...
Oh, no,
that's not her
First
shtick.
off, Jenna says put a ring on it. By that definition, we have to say wife material.
Yeah.
No chance.
Yeah, so I already used number 10. I actually would probably put her below Lisa Aaron at this, but I can't, so she's a 9 for me.
Okay. She's a 9 for me as well. Now, that hurts me a bit. I'm not going to lie. I would like to put her up higher, but it's wife material.
If it was Missandei, it'd be flipped.
Exactly.
You know.
And then, by the way, she is the advisor for Daenerys. Okay. Yeah. Those ones are very close in name.
Yeah.
I'm surprised we didn't get that mixed up. But, yeah, so I think, she's just not wife material.
No.
Cool, but not with Edna Mode from The Incredibles.
Oh, God. Okay.
She doesn't like kids.
Yeah.
Number 8.
Yeah, 8.
Come on. She might be my number 10.
I think
legitimate. Skylar White, Breaking Bad. What is Jenna going with?
Jesus,
dude,
Murphy.
But here's the thing. Looking back at it, Skylar White is pretty... I mean, Walter, so people make you hate her.
Oh, yeah.
The show makes a great wife. I mean,
she is. She's protecting her son. So she is good. But in the show makes you hate her. So really...
is she number 2, though? The
No.
worst part is we're at 7. We're at 7, brother. I have 1 and 2 available, and not 6 and 7.
I've got my top 3. I don't want her to be in my top 3, but she is a good wife. Oh, man.
You have your top 3? At least I have my 7 to back up on. But I maybe I should.
I'm taking the gamble. I don't want her in my top 3. She's a 6.
She's my 6 too. Wow.
Yeah. I'm taking a gamble.
We're kind of agreeing on these ones, these mid ones. All right, I have 1 and 2, 1, 2, and 7. Mark has 1 and 2, 3. So we better.
I'm
like
holding
this.
out for my. I know which one.
Nebula, Marvel.
Okay, she's gonna kill us.
Yeah,
but the actress.
Yeah, she's
God.
cool. She's
number
cool.
3,
and also she's blue.
Yeah, number 3.
That's what's helping me a little bit. She's blue, but she on record is probably not.
No, but
not a great mother. Not a great.
No, she'd be a terrible wife.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I have to put her at 3.
I'm gonna put her at 7 personally. All right, so now both Mark and I only have 1 and 2, 1 and 2 available. Come on, Jenna, don't let us down. Guinan, Star Trek, Whoopi Goldberg. Now,
oh God,
I'm not a big Whoopi fan, but as Guinan, she's just so wise. I'm putting her at 2.
Yeah,
she's nowhere near 1.
Come on,
but Guinan is sick. So I do like Guinan.
Oh, I know who Tony wants. He probably knows who I want.
This is all agreeing, by the way. We've agreed on the last 6.
So it's not going to be. We want different people for this last one.
Who do you want? Let's just say your top.
Top?
Yeah, right now. Gun to your head, boom.
Marjorie Tyrell.
Really? Wow. Okay, I was gonna say Ayla Secura, just because it'd be sick to have a Force user.
Yeah,
she's blue. I mean, come on, what more could you want? But all right, let's see what happens. Rosie Cotton, Lord of the Rings. What a pull! What a pull!
Okay,
number 1.
Literally number 1. Yeah,
number 1.
Boom, done.
First
easy.
Off, okay, no, I will say, Jenna, that was. My heart just went through my chest. Now, here's the thing. Ayla Secura, absolutely, she might be my number 1. But Rosie Cotton, what were we even thinking, dude? That was number 1. If she's good enough for Samwise Gamgee, she's good enough for me.
Yeah. I was trying to think of a contingency, like who would I put number 1 after the fact. I'm not changing number 1.
I'm not changing number 1.
She's
no
number
chance.
1 for the list, yeah.
I would, if I had to keep number 1 but maintain the rest of them, so be it.
Yep.
But no, Rosie is 1,000% number 1.
For sure.
My gosh, Rosie Cotton, what a pull. Jenna, that was brilliant.
Yeah.
That really got me. I was not expecting that. No, this was so much fun.
That was awesome. Yeah.
I really enjoyed that. Jenna, once again, thank you so much for making those. We'll have to do this again because this was a lot of fun. Maybe we'll just stick to 1 and, to go from there. But doing all 3 of these was super fun. I really enjoyed it. But yeah, Mark, anything else? I think that's our end of the round for Put a Ring on It.
I think that's it. So, as always, thanks for listening. Please reach out to us with questions, mix-up ideas, what-if ideas. Let us know how you would have ranked these as well.
Yeah, or if you want to give us your own 10. We can probably figure out a way to do that so
Yeah.
Mark and I don't read it, and then Jenna can look at the comment. Maybe send one message, say, hey, I have another
Disclaimer.
10 for them.
And then Jenna will read
And
it.
then
yeah.
Jenna will read the rest of the message, because I think that'd be a lot of fun if we get another person to give us 10, because one, it gives Jenna a little bit of a break, but two,
Yeah.
That was so much fun.
That
oh
was
my
awesome.
gosh, that was
Yeah.
awesome. I love not knowing what's next, and Jenna did a good job of like changing these up so not all the good ones were first.
Yeah.
And so she did such a good job. And Rosie Khan, what a pull. That was so awesome. But if you ask yourself, hey, how do we do this? Please definitely give us a message on either Instagram or X. And that's at the Live Laugh Lore Pod. Or you could also email us at the Live Laugh Lore Pod at gmail.com. That's Live Laugh Lore Pod, POD, at gmail.com.
Thanks, guys.